All right, good morning. I hope everybody can hear me. Okay. All right. I was a little torn between what I was going to do today. 'Cause I got to start writing things down. But, I'm sorry, my allergies acting up a little bit and I'm waking up. So let's see. Let's have our little prayer session and then let me get to, I'm going to use this Bible. I got different ones. So this Bible, somebody, Jehovah Witnesses. They tabbed a bunch of stuff, and she gave me a whole Bible. So this is cool. And this one my mom got from me, but these are years ago. So, but yeah, I've been seeing like Job all week like that. So I guess maybe I was being called to do it or read it. However, so it'll be better once I learn like all the order of the Bible. Then that'll be a lot better. All right. See, Esther. All right, I might read that next week. But yeah, let's start with. I want to say Job, but it's Job. So. All right. Let me get my banner going. Edit. All right. Good. Go. That's that. AOG. And save. All right. All right. And let me see. I was gonna see if there's a link. Okay, well, I guess not. I don't see a. I was gonna do. Let me see. Trying to do a different background, but oh well. Yeah, that's doing too much. My background is fine. All right. I was trying to add, I guess, the link. I don't know how to. I guess I forgot about how to add the StreamYard link, but let me see if I can go to my YouTube channel and add a StreamYard link because it should be. But I'm wondering if I like going live both at the same time. Let's see, I need a class because this right here. Okay. All right. It says copy stream key. Okay. Hey, good morning. How you doing, sweetness? Uh, all right. I'm trying to do a link right quick before we get started. Let me see. Copy. All right. Where is the comment? Okay. Hi, Triple. How are you doing? I hope. Oh, no. That's the wrong stream. I can't do it. We got to get started reading, though. So, all right. When I want to give y'all opportunity, to hit the link, I'm trying to go between both. I am not like computer savvy stream key. Come on. All right, because I'm in both. This is bullshit. All right. Okay. It sounds like my. Okay. Overloaded my dryer right quick. I'll be right back. I gotta undo it. It looks like it's knocking. You better get it together. right. All right, we're gonna do this. All right. All right. So I was trying to do the stream, but I'm gonna get started because I don't even. Let me see. Copy. I'm gonna try this being seeing if this the copy to it, and that don't even look like a StreamYard key. All right, we're gonna get started because I don't. We're just gonna get started. We're gonna just get started because unless y'all want to tell me how to do it, I'll do it later. All right, we're gonna do the book of Job. All right, so let's say a little prayer. I'm freestyling the prayer. Heavenly Father, Lord, bless us, all our souls. Watch over us. Bless us to do and fulfill the purpose you have for us. Bless us to do right by you as we try to every day with you. Bless all those we love and those that we do not know. Bless all those that's feeling depressed and feel like there's no end in sight, that there is always a light, inner light. You're always with us. In Jesus' name, forever loved. Amen. All right. All right. All right. Okay. And I'm trying out the end rhymes, coordinate with my go, everything. Shout out. Yeah, what happened to that dude, man? Go on my wrist. Go on my. Go on. Okay, I'm sorry. I get faster. He was all right, even though he kept repeating little things, but and they straight kicked that dude. We ain't seen him since. But yeah, we got those one-hit wonders all the time. All right. Let me check my Bible app. All right. And if y'all don't know what have the Bible app yet, let me show you how it look. Oh shit. I went too fast. All right, so that's the Bible app. All right. And so, sometimes they have it where, they'll read it out loud if y'all haven't caught another one of my things. So I'm gonna see if they got Job. Nope, they don't have Job on things. So looks like it's gonna be reading today. All right. Woo. All right. Chapter 1. All right. Now I already know some of the names I don't know, but we don't get started. All right. Let me take another sip. This is gonna be one of them chapters. All right, and if y'all have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever, go ahead. What's up, M? How you doing, sweetness? I gotta learn how to do the stream. If y'all know how to add the stream, if y'all want to say anything, let me know. We go there. But hi, Bio.5. All right, Job. I want to say Job. It's Job. The good man. Chapter 1. A man named Job lived in the land of Uz. All right, here we go. I'm all ready. He was an honest and innocent man. He honored God and stayed away from evil. Job had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 teams of. Hold up. Let me tell my son to close his door. Close the door. Nobody want to hear shooting and stuff early in the morning. I think I'm going through menopause. But I still got a little time for another baby. I still got time. Just got to wait on Mr. Right. Or whoever Lord bless him. All right. I got to get my fan in a minute. All right. Where was it? All right. He had 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 teams of oxen, 500 female donkeys. He also had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. Job's sons took turns holding feasts in their homes and invited their sisters to eat and drink with them. After a feast was over, Job would send and have them made clean. Early in the morning, Job would offer a burnt offering for each of them because he thought, my children may have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Job did this every time. Now imagine doing that every day. Well, you can do that with a little prayer, but he did it for everybody. And they were children, you know what I'm saying? So why would you assume that children would be committing sin? Okay, so One day the angels came to show themselves before the Lord, and Satan was with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "I have been wandering around the earth, going back and forth in it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? No one else on earth is like him. He is an honest and innocent man, honoring God and staying away from evil." But Satan answered the Lord, "Job honors God for a good reason. You have put a wall around him, his family, and everything he owns. You have blessed the things he has done. His flocks and herds are so large they almost cover the land. But reach out your hand and destroy everything he has, and he will curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "All right then, everything Job has in your power, but you must not touch Job himself." Then Satan left the Lord's presence. You see how Satan was capping? Hater. They was haters back in the building back in the day. All right, we got a few chapters, so I can't talk too much. All right, so one day Job's sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine together at the oldest brother's house. A messenger came to Job and said the oxen were plowing and the donkeys were eating grass nearby when the Sabeans attacked and carried them away. They killed the servants with swords, and I am the only one who escaped to tell you. Now that was the messenger. Then the messenger was still speaking when another messenger arrived and said, "Lightning from God fell from the sky. It burnt up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who escaped to tell you." The second messenger was still speaking when another messenger arrived and said, "The Babylonians sent 3 groups of attackers that swept down and stole your camels and killed the servants. I am the only one who escaped to the tent." You see all this book, everybody running up, shit is happening. Job don't even got time to process shit. Now, have you ever been in it? I mean, everybody can relate. When you had that day where nothing seems to ever feel like going right. This was what happened to Job. Job is going, now mind you, they had a conversation, him and God. Because, all earthly things, Satan got. You know what I'm saying? Satan just, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what he got, all right? But God let's do the thizzle. But Job is protected. I don't care what you say, Job is protected. So, okay, here comes the third messenger was speaking, 118. Third messenger was still speaking when another messenger arrived and said, "Your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine together at the oldest brother's house. Suddenly a great wind came from the desert, hitting all 4 corners of the house at once. The house fell in on the young people, and they are all dead." Ain't that a bit? You all dead. He didn't say one person survived. They all dead. Everybody. And I mean, right then and there, it's like, give me some drink, beer, whatever. Like, you killed my kids, you killed our livelihood. What more? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what more? That's where we at right now, okay? And I'm the only one to escape to, okay. So when Job heard this, he got up and tore his robe and shaved his head to show how sad he was. Then he bowed down to the ground to worship God. He said, "I was naked when I was born. I will be naked when I die. The Lord gave these things to me, and he has taken them away. Praise the name of the Lord." Now you hear that he blamed the Lord, had taken away. Now mind you, he don't know about no conversations or anything. Okay. All right. The Lord gave these things to me. Okay, so praise the name of the Lord. In all this, Job did not sin or blame God. All right. But it sounded like he blamed God, right? When he said, he bowed down and he went to worship God. But he said, it says in chapter 22, in all this, Job did not sin or blame God. So it sounded like he blamed God, but he didn't again. All right, chapter 2. On another day, the angels came to show themselves before the Lord, and Satan was with them again. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "I have been wandering around the earth, going back and forth in it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? No one else on earth is like him. He is an honest and innocent man, honoring God and staying away from evil. You caused me to ruin him for no good reason, but he continues to be without blame." "One skin for another," Satan answered. "A man will give all he has to save his own life, but reach out your hand and destroy his flesh and bones, and he will curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "All right then, Job is in your power, but you may not take his life. So Satan left the Lord's presence. He put painful sores on Job's body from the top of his head to the soles of his feet. Job took a piece of broken pottery to scrape himself, and he sat in ashes in misery. Job's wife said to him, "Why are you trying to stay innocent? Curse God and die." Job answered, you are talking like a foolish woman. Should we take only good things from God and not trouble? In spite of all this, Job did not sin in what he said. So even, his wife was up in the house talking. Like, hurry up. And he was like, nah. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't getting down like that, none of that. Okay, so Job still stayed the course. And sometimes in life, you're going to battle with people who is not going to be on the same mindset. They're not going to understand. They're going to feel like you're different. All right. That was my son calling. Where did the screen go? I'm sorry. But all right, I'm still there. All right, 1 minute. I gotta answer this, my son. Hey, I'm doing Bible study. I don't know. You called me and I'm doing Bible study. See.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, you can call me back, or you can go to the channel and watch it. So you can do your time. You 14. You need to get God in your life quick, fast, before them girls start coming around. You need to pray. Like, nah, Jesus, take these hoes. Oh, excuse me. I love you. You like my earrings?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, somebody got them for me. All right, love you.
Love you too.
I'll call you back.
Oh, wait. Can I show you? You did bring it though.
Yeah, so I got all the pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, I did a good job. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see the Xbox. Yeah.
Oh, we started.
All right, you ain't getting a PS5, so.
No, I'm not thinking about getting it.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right. Mommy miss you.
I'm just getting a regular PS4.
All right. Mommy miss you.
What?
I said your mommy miss you.
But even if I did want the PS5, I can work up some money from the lawnmower business.
All right. Well, we're gonna work on get the lawnmower business in a minute. I told you, write out everything, and then that you need for the lawnmower business, like all the pieces, and then add that up.
Got the lawnmower. That's all he need. Hey, I got it.
All right. Well,
you said I need gas for it.
No, you need other things for the lawnmower business. Excuse me. You need different pieces. But Gerald, I'll call you back after, let me finish this. But I told you, write everything down, then get a price so you can get an estimate. Then I'll work on, when I come, for Thanksgiving, seeing how much everything costs.
Yes.
But you need to check the weather too, because if it's snowing during the damn wintertime up there, then what? You ain't gonna be cutting shit, and you got a bunch of stuff sitting in the garage when we can, wait till it's time to use it. So.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I thought I muted. All right. See, you got me talking online. All right. Let me finish this. Get your Bible out so we can do Bible study.
Wait, I'll call you back.
All right. Love you back.
Love you too.
Okay. My bad. I thought it was on mute. That's my son. He with daddy now. He turned. I don't know if it's in the water or people going through it, or maybe, it's just like, I guess he in high school and it's time to go stay with daddy. So I just got my baby boy and my baby girl now. So, but I miss my baby. Okay. Where was we? All right. So yeah, we was talking about how, everybody came. And so now Satan. All right, here we go. All right, Satan answered the Lord, I've been wandering around the earth, going back and forth in it. Then the Lord said to Satan, have you noticed my servant Job? No one else on earth like him. Okay. All right, that's where his wife said, Job's wife. Okay, so yeah, we on chapter 2:11. Now Job had 3 friends, Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad and the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamanite. Oh my goodness. The Naamanite. Whatever the hell that means. Okay, so where we at? When these friends heard about Job's troubles, they agreed to meet and visit him. They wanted to show their concern and to comfort him. They showed Job from far away, but he looked so different they almost didn't recognize him. So, why did he look so different? Was he what's up, show? Was he looking at I guess what the problems that was going on in his life, or was because he was being accepted, or was it because he wasn't sinning? So we don't, know why they felt that way and they ain't seen them. But if they were friends, why wasn't they coming around beforehand? So let's see. Yes, all right, let me go to. I'm on different pages. All right, 2:13. Then they sat on the ground with Job 7 days and 7 nights. No one said a word to him because they saw how much he was suffering. After 7 days, Job cried out and cursed the day he had been born. Now, wait a minute. Now, Job was doing the right thing all this time. Excuse me. Job was doing the right thing all this time, and was happy about it. He was like thankful, rah, rah, rah. And now, after 7 days, he upset. All right, so let's see why he upset. Let the day I was born be destroyed, and the night it was said a boy is born. Let the day turn to darkness. Don't let God care about it. Don't let shine on it. Let darkness and gloom have that day. Let a cloud hide it. Let thick darkness cover its life. Let thick darkness capture that night. Don't count it among the days of the year or put it in any of the mouths. Let the night be empty with no shout of joy to be heard. Let those who curse days curse that day. Let them prepare to wake up the sea monster Leviathan. Let the day's morning stars never appear. Let it wait for daylight that never comes. Don't let it see the first light of dawn, because it allowed me to be born and did not hide trouble from my eyes. Why didn't I lie as soon as I was born? Why didn't I die when I came out of the womb? Why did my mother's knees receive me and my mother's breast feed me? If they had not been there, I would be lying dead in peace. I would be asleep at rest with kings and wise men of the earth who built places for themselves that are now ruined. I would be asleep with rulers who filled their houses with gold and silver. Why was I not buried like a child born dead, like a baby who never saw the light of day? In the grave, the wicked stop making trouble, and the weary workers are at rest. He asking a lot of questions. Why? So this is like he crying out to the Lord, to figure out all of these issues, all of these, problems, like we all do. We go to our knees, we go to, the shouting, crying, whatever, because right now it's like, when you feel it's too much, but God ain't never left. And that's what needs to be understood. He's still there, but Job is, filling in the rest. All right. So 3:18, in the grave, there is rest for captives who no longer hear the shout of the slave driver. People great and small are in the grave, and the slave is free from his master. Why is life given to those in misery? Why is life given to those who are so unhappy? They want to die, but death does not come. They search for death more than for hidden treasure. They are very happy when they get to the grave. They cannot see, they cannot see where they are going. God has hidden the road ahead. I make sad sounds as I eat. My groans pour out like water. Everything I feared and dreaded has happened to me. I have no peace or quietness. I have no rest, only trouble. So he just sounds so sad. You just want to pick him up. And I'm sorry, y'all. Every time I stop, I want to add the still try to remember how to add the stream or whatever. Or the but I think I need to go back to my YouTube and see if I can copy it. Backup server, stream your URL, stream key. Okay, so I'm gonna copy both of these and see if these work in does that look like a stream key? I'm gonna copy this one and see if this one works. I don't know which one is the thing. So if I'm doing it wrong, I'll be on here once a week. So I don't know, but yeah, I'll try to get y'all to come on and okay. They talking about everything healthy. They're like, let's keep it moving. And then I look on here. Let me see. Oh, it says invite. Okay. Why nobody told me that part? Okay. All right. I think I did it. The invite button. Now we know. I got, excuse me, my nose. I don't like to take so many allergy pills that make me drowsy, but you know, I got cats, dogs, and I'm allergic to all of them, but I love them just the same. So that's my little stuff, friend. But okay, so what I was gonna say. All right, so we in chapter 4. Ooh. I'm gonna drop my plug. All right. All right, there we go. Oh, I did it right. That's the StreamYard thing. I hope so. But yeah, okay, so let's get to 4. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered, if someone tried to speak with you, would you be upset? I cannot keep from speaking. Think about the many people you have taught and the weak hands you have made strong. Your words have comforted those who fell, and you have strengthened those who cannot stand. But now trouble comes to you and you are discouraged. Trouble hits you and you are terrified. You should have confidence because you respect God. You should have hope because you are innocent. Now, all of these is should, could, all of that, right? You should have this. You should have that. All right, we tracking. Remember that the innocent will not die. Honest people will never be destroyed. I have noticed that people who plow evil and plant trouble harvest it. God's breath destroys them, and a blast of his anger kills them. Lions may roar and growl, but when the teeth of a strong lion are broken, the lion dies of hunger. The cubs of the mother lion are scattered. A word has brought to me in secret. A word was brought to me in secret. Excuse me. And my ears heard a whisper of it. It was during a nightmare when people are in deep sleep. I was trembling with fear. All my bones were shaking. A spirit glided past my face, and the hair on my body stood on end. The spirit stopped, but I could not see what it was. The shape stood before my eyes, and I heard a quiet voice. It said, can a human be more right than God? All right. Ask yourself that question. Can a human be more right than God? Because we question him all the time, not just, our divinity, but just like question everything that's put out that's in reference or in regards to God. We do that all the time. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna have to take some allergy now. All right, so all right, what chapter is that? Okay, so 4:12. A mother was brought to me in secret, and my ears heard a whisper of it. It was during a nightmare. Okay, I read that. All right, so let's go. Chapter 5. No, I didn't read the whole thing. All right, 4:17. It said, can a human be more right than God? Can a person be pure before his maker? God does not trust his angels. He blames them for mistakes. So he puts even more blame on people who live in clay houses, whose foundations are made of dust, who can be crushed like a mop. Between dawn and sunset, many people are broken to pieces. Without being noticed, they die and are gone forever. The ropes of their tents are pulled up and they die without wisdom. Chapter 5. Call if you want to Job, but no one will answer you. You cannot turn. All right, let me go get some tissue. I'll be right back. Hold up. Okay. All right, because I hate the sniffling. You be like, damn, what you doing? A line of coke? What is you sniffling? So I'm like, and then I'm fanning. Hot. A little sweat don't hurt nobody. All right. Chapter 5. So call if you want to Job, but no one will answer you. You can't turn to any of the holy ones. Anger kills the fool, and jealousy slays the stupid. I have seen a fool succeed, but I curse his home immediately. His children are far from safety and are crushed to court with no defense. The hungry eat his harvest, even talking what grew among the thorns. And thirsty people want his wealth. Hard times do not come up from the ground, and trouble does not grow from the earth. People produce trouble as surely as sparks fly upward. You hear that? People, produce trouble. Not God, not, all thou forsaken me. People, man, you know what I'm saying? And then you turn to God when you like, damn, God, what just had happened here, But as far as God being in control, no, that's where these choices come from, So where we at? 5:8. But if I were you, I would call on God and bring my problem before him. God does wonders that cannot be understood. He does so many miracles, they cannot be counted. He gives rain to the earth and sends water on the fields. He makes the humble person important and lifts the sad to places of safety. He ruins the plans of those who trick others, so they have no success. He catches the wise in their own clever traps and sweeps away the plans of those who try to trick others. Darkness covers them up in the daytime, even at noon, they feel around in the dark. God saves the needy from their lies and from the harm done by powerful people. So the poor have hope, while those who are unfair are silenced. The one whom God corrects is happy, so do not hate being corrected by the Almighty. God hurts, but he also bandages up. He injures, but his hands also heal. He will save you from 6 troubles. Even 7 troubles will not harm you. God will buy you back from death in times of hunger, and in battle, he will save you from the sword. Do y'all ever notice, and you don't question, really, but, well, I used to, but, we'll see it on, TVs and, television show movies where we, donate to the homeless, whatever, and then they turn around and they look like they got a Bentley parked around. We'd be like, that can cloud, judgment, even though it might not really be like that. All of those are like assumptions. So it's like, you hesitate, a little bit before you hesitate a little bit before you do something because you might have seen something or was told something, but it's not your ultimate truth. So it's like for a while that was like, okay, I'm not going to, give my money to the home. They probably got, because you are deterred by somebody else's, thoughts on how you should give or what you should give. I even had a little, tip with my auntie. She's so church related, but it's like, she felt like, no, you are going to contribute to these homeless people, whatever you give for them to go back and still be in dire struts. And my thing was like, okay, respectfully, I don't believe that. Respectfully, you give because that's just what you want to do. You don't give because somebody else told you to do, or you feel like you do it because it's in you to do. And if she was on the other foot, you don't want nobody sitting there in their car judging you sitting on a rock trying to get some change to get from point A to point B. The last thing, as a homeless person, you would expect somebody else to be thinking that, oh, I got, a job lined up, or, hey, prove to me how homeless I am. And we just got to get out of that, feeling like we have to judge everybody or somebody has to be like somebody. I don't feel like I have to be like any other YouTubers. What you see is what you get. I don't feel like, I have to change my attitude because, I am different from any other person you might have encountered. The way I roll, the way I conversate, the way I move. Now, you might see people pick up other things, from other YouTubers and try to implement that. Well, that, it's not you. You're taking, and you might think you're making something better, but people can see, whether you are still, I'm sorry, I'm getting text. You still getting that feedback, or you'll remind them of that other person, and you'll turn around and, they'll start wanting to, seek out that other person you're trying to emulate. So it's always best to, be you in the spite of darkness. Don't judge in the spite of darkness, because Satan is real just like God is real. But it's our choices, because we live and we have choices. Then that's why it is a blessing here on earth. It's blessed to have the choice to be rich or poor, choices to be strong or weak, choices to believe in God or you don't. Those are choices. Shit is not given, So we just got to understand that and keep it moving. All right. Let me see. 5:20. God will buy you back from death in times of hunger, and in battle he will save you from the sword. You will be protected from the tongue that strikes like a whip, and you will not be afraid when destruction comes. You will laugh at destruction and hunger, and you will not fear the wild animals, because you will have an agreement with the stones in the field, and the wild animals will be at peace with you. And you will know that your tent is safe, because you will check the things you own and find nothing missing. You will know that you will know that you will have many children, and your descendants will be like grass on the earth. You will come to the grave with all your strength, like bundles of grain gathered at the right time. We have checked this, and it is true. So hear it and decide what it means to you. So, and also I just want to put out, like, I had to notice what I was watching, like on TV or listening to. It affects your, like, moves. Like, I was watching, like, the season of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, because I'm going to become a social worker. I thought just, watching some stuff, about victims, children's, boom, boom, boom. But I felt that it started playing with my spirit, because I would see, like, kidnappings on there, and, it start children, and it just the anxiety. I felt like I had to get more guns and more knives, and, like I was getting in that level of that feeling. I was creating an atmosphere of fear, but that was choice. Like, if I choose not to watch that, it's not, that wouldn't have my anxiety level so much. And I started to tell my children, like, okay, well, when you think positive, you wouldn't have that spirit of negative, like everything that you do. What if I get, because kids going to ask you questions that should be like, like my son asked me one day, what if somebody tried to, touch me, or what if my teacher was a pedo? You'd be like, I will fuck that teacher up. I will kick that. I will, but it's like you have to stand back and be like, okay, I don't want to shelter. I don't want a place, but there's things that he might be watching on TV. And he was watching South Park, and they had an episode where they was talking about, like, the teacher was saying, like, I would rape you. I would, if you do something. And it was in comedy, but it's like, why is that comedy? When there's children going through this type of, or faced with this type of trauma.
Sure, Mom.
I'm doing a thing.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, but I know you heard your voice, but I'm referencing. So that's my thing. It's like, referencing something in a comedic way, but there's trauma behind that. People you don't know what people going through where they got, it in a comedy way where you think that it's okay to laugh at when there's really victims of that type of thing. I'm not until I'm done with mine.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So give me about another 30 minutes. Thank you. All right, chapter 6. Then Job answered, I wish my suffering could be weighed and my misery put on scales. My sadness would be heavier than the sand of the seas. No wonder my words seem careless. The arrows of the Almighty are in me. My spirit drinks in their poison. God terrors are gathered against me. A wild donkey does not bray when it has grass to eat. An ox is quiet when it has fed. Tasteless food is not eaten without salt, and there is no flavor in the wine of an egg. I refuse to touch it. Such food makes me sick. How I wish I might have what I asked for, and that God would give me what I hope for. How I wish God would crush me and reach out his hand to destroy me. Then I would have discomfort and be glad even in this unending pain, because I would know I did not reject the words of the Holy One. I do not have enough strength to wait There is nothing to hope for. So why should I be patient? I do not have the strength of stone. My flesh is not bronze. I have no power to help myself because success has been taken away from me. They say a man's friends should be kind to him when he is in trouble, even if he stops fearing the Almighty. But my brothers cannot be counted on. There are like streams that do not always flow, streams that sometimes run over. They are made dark by melting ice and rise with melting snow, but they stop flowing in the dry season. They disappear when it is hot. Travelers turn away from their paths and go into the desert and die. The groups of travelers from Thema look for water, and the traders of Sheba look hopefully. They are upset because they had been sure. All right. So right now he's just going over, excuse me, how his feelings. It's like he's talking about everything that, people, I guess, like go off into like, because it's like he's just thinking about everything, but he's still sad, so it's kind of saddening, but it's like, people went through a lot of stuff in that day as well. So it's just a matter of finding things that's relatable. The groups of travelers, they are upset because they have been sure, and when they arrive, they are disappointed. You also have been no help. You see something terrible, and you are afraid. I have never said, give me a gift. Use your wealth to pay my debt. Save me from the enemy's power. Buy me back from the clutches of cruel people. Teach me, and I will be quiet. Show me where I have been wrong. Honest words are painful, but your arguments prove nothing. Do you mean to correct what I say? Will you treat the words of a troubled man as if they were only wind? You would even gamble your orphans and would trade away your friend. But now please look at me. I will not lie to your face. Change your mind. Do not be unfair. Think again, because my innocence is being questioned. What I am saying is not wicked. I can tell the difference between right and wrong. And hence, we all should be able to tell the difference between right and wrong and teach our kids. But we teach them what we want them to know. So, and sometimes we do it unbeknownst. Because, like, people grow up and don't know hate until it's taught. So that's why I feel like, hate is taught. It's not, you're not born hating. The love of yourself, self-worth starts from a little age, even in the womb, your self-worth. Because like if you have conflict outside the womb and you having a baby, I feel like they take on all of that conflict. And so when they're here, they already grow up in a troubled, womb. So now they're like, little troubled, unworth. Sometimes you might have the baby that cry all the time or need to be picked up, because it's like the nurturing. It start like, how you nurture when you cooking, like when the baby cooking in the womb, you're nurturing and you're feeding it, you making sure it thrives so it can have the best outlook possible. But when you're in conflict, like if you're doing drugs or you're in a bad relationship or you're going through all of that conflict, and here comes the baby, it's like, it starts from an early age. Just like knowing God or being able to believe in something, sometimes, people don't want to like bring God into schools and have some faith. Some people need to believe in something, have something to have worth and purpose. And so if you don't believe in God or you don't believe like there's a creator, but you can believe in this idol, I want to worship Mother Mother Mary or Mother, I want to worship this. Here go the idol. That you can believe in this, which was created by man, but it's an idol that you can, people got big idols, whatever, but it's just it's so fascinating how, to just believe in God, something that's not, so much created. People done made crosses and all of that and little, pictures of what they believe to be God, but there is it, what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like this is the Bible is the oldest book known to man, and yet it's still under direction. And then why we have so many cathedrals, I'm getting off subject. Let's read. All right, chapter 7. People have a hard task on earth, and their days are like those of a laborer. They are like a slave wishing for evening shadows, like a laborer waiting to be paid. but I am given months that are empty, and nights of misery have been given to me. When I lie down, I think, how long until I get up? The night is long, and I toss until dawn. My body is covered with worms and scabs, and my skin is broken and full of sores. My days go by faster than a weaver's tool. They come to an end without hope. Remember, God, that my life is only a breath. My eyes will never see happy times again. Those who see me now will see me no more and will look for me, but I will be gone. As a cloud disappears and is gone, people go to the grave and never return. They will never come back to their houses again, and their places will not know them anymore. So I will not stay quiet. I will speak out in the suffering of my spirit. I will complain because I am so unhappy. I am not the sea or the sea monster. So why have you set a guard over me? Sometimes I think my bed will comfort me, or that my couch will stop my complaint. Then you frighten me with dreams and terrify me with visions. My throat prefers to be choked. My bones welcome death. I hate my life. I don't want to live forever. Leave me alone because my days have no meaning. Why do you make people so important and give them so much attention? You examine them every morning and test them every moment. Will you never look away from me or leave me alone even long enough to swallow? If I have sinned, what have I done to you, you watcher of humans? Why have you made me your target? Have I become a heavy load for you? Why don't you pardon my wrongs and forgive my sins? I will soon lie down in the dust of death. Then you will search for me, but I will be no more. Look, all these questions for God. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? The Dead Sea Scrolls is centuries before the Bible. The Dead Sea. Here you got. Let me see. I gotta look up the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, we're gonna see. Now this Bible was written. The dinosaurs had a hand in it too, so. But now I'm gonna check that out. Dead Sea Scrolls. All right, so where are we at? Chapter 8. Then Bildad, the Shuhite answered, how long will you say such things? Your words are no more than wind. God does not twist justice. All right, let's get that. All right, God does not twist justice. The Almighty does not make wrong what is right. Your children sinned against God, and he punished them for their sins. But you should ask God for help and pray to the Almighty for mercy. If you are good and honest, he will stand up for you and bring you back when you're where you belong. Where you begin will seem unimportant because your future will be so successful. Ask old people. Got some hair in my mouth. Ask old people. Find out what their ancestors learned, because we were only born yesterday and know nothing. Our days on earth are only a shadow. Those people will teach you and tell you and speak about what they know. Papyrus plants cannot grow where there is no swamp, and reeds cannot grow tall without water. While they are still growing and not yet cut, they will dry up quicker than grass. This is what will happen to those who forget God. The hope of the wicked will be gone. What they hope is easily broken. What they trust is like a spider's web. They learn on a spider's web, but it breaks. They grab it, but it does not hold up. They're like well-watered plants in the sunshine that spread their roots all through the garden. They wrap their roots around a pile of rocks and look for a place among the stones. But if a plant is torn from its place, then the plant rejects it and says, I never saw you. Now joy has gone away. Other plants grow up from the same dirt. Surely God does not reject the innocent or give strength to those who do evil. God will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy. Your enemies will be covered with shame, and the tents of the wicked will be gone. Then Job answered, yes, I know this is true. Chapter 9. But how can anyone be right in the presence of God? Someone might want to argue with God, but no one could answer God. Not one time out of 1,000. God's wisdom is deep and his power is great. No one can fight him without getting hurt. God moves mountains without anyone knowing it and turns them over when he is angry. He shakes the earth out of its place and makes its foundations tremble. He commands the sun not to shine and shuts off the light of the stars. He alone stretches out the skies and walks on the waves of the sea. It is God who made the bear, Orion, and the Pleiades. Oh, that's right. And the groups of the stars of in the southern sky. He does wonders that cannot be understood. He does so many miracles that cannot be counted. When he passes me, I cannot see him. When he goes by me, I do not recognize him. If he snatches something away, no one can stop him or say to him, "What are you doing?" God will not hold back his anger. Even the helpers of the monster Rehab lie at his feet in fear. So how can I argue with God or even find words to argue with him? Even if I were right, I could not answer him. I can only beg God, my judge, for mercy. I called to him and he answered. I still don't believe he would listen to me. He would crush me with a storm and multiply my wounds for no reason. He would not let me catch my breath, but would overwhelm me with misery. When it comes to strength, God is stronger than I. When it comes to justice, no one can accuse him. Even if I were right, my own mouth would say I was wrong. If I were innocent, my mouth would say I was guilty. I am innocent, but I don't care about myself. I hate my own life. It is all the same. This is why I say God destroys both the innocent and the guilty. If the whip brings sudden death, God will laugh at the suffering of the innocent. When the land falls into the hands of evil people, he covers the judges' faces so they can't see it. If it is not God who does this, then who it is? Who is it? My days go by faster than a runner, then fly away without my seeing any joy. They glide past like paper boots. Oh, excuse me. Blow it out. Excuse me. I'm gonna go rinse my hands. I'll be back. All right. I'm forgetting where I'm at. All right. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Chapter 9, 28. I still dread all my suffering. I know you will hold me guilty. I've already been found guilty, so why should I struggle for no reason? I might wash myself with soap and scrub my hands with a strong soap, but you would push me into a dirty pit, and even my clothes would hate me. God is not a man like me, so I cannot answer him. We cannot meet each other in court. I wish there were someone to make peace between us, maybe someone to decide our case. Maybe he could remove God's punishment so his terror would no longer frighten me. Then I could speak without being afraid, but I am not able to do that. 10 start off like, God also sent 2 bears to rip apart 42 boys. But why though? You know what I'm saying? Is God sent the bears. It's like everybody is at fault. Everybody is at fault in their own way or fashion. So we got to figure that out. I took some allergy medicine, y'all. So it's going to. All right. Chapter 10. I hate my life, so I will complain without holding back. I will speak because I am so unhappy. I will say to God, do not hold me guilty, but tell me what you have against me. Does it make you happy to trouble me? Much. Close your door. God, your phone is loud or whatever. Oh, my bad. But tell me what you have against me. Does it make you happy to trouble me? Don't you care about me, the work of your hands? Are you happy with the plans of evil people? Do you have human eyes that see as we see? Are your days like the days of humans and your years like our years? You look for evil I have done and search for my sin. You know I am not guilty, but no one can save me from your power. Your hands shaped and made me. Do you now turn around and destroy me? Remember that you molded me like a piece of clay. Will you now turn back? It's like a lot of complaining, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm reading it, but he's like, we do this in our own way, you know, when we are down and out. So, you know, I'm just reading about it. Seems like he going through it. He's like alone. Okay, God also sent 2 bears to rip apart 42 boys for making fun of Prophet's bald head. Well, he's a beast. They had to go. Well, he had to make an example. Sometimes God decides stuff that we just will never understand. Like, we can sit back and talk about like innocent babies, children, everything, and we'd be like, God, why you take the babies? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have friends, military wise, and she lost her baby, and you'd be like, God, why you take the baby? But it's like, we don't know the full, and it ain't even God, it'd be like, okay, we don't know how our health was. We don't know how we're taking care of ourselves mentally and physically. We just wanted God to save the baby, despite what we have to do. But it takes two. God is not here to just save the day. You assist continuously, assist to, seek out his love, seek out to let him understand, like you do any relationship. You trying to prove yourself, your word. Like, God, I'm here, I'm down, just like you tell that nigga or that female you later, look, baby, I'm here, I'm down, ride or die. God wants the same faithfulness. God isn't. God can't be a killer. He's the giver of life and death. So if you call that a killer, that's a man terminology. But God has his wrath. So it's like, hey, you can either believe or be in disbelief, but we cannot judge what is set forth because we are here on earth for a purpose. Some people purpose think is what to lay back, have a bunch of kids out of wedlock, or sit back and create children to these different type of environments. It's like, hey, that child will be best suited in heaven with me, because right now, you're not living your side. But we're not here to sit back and judge the decisions God make. No, we're here to do a purpose. We all we give life, and we assist life. Like men and women, it takes two to produce life. But it's like a lot of people movements on earth is not, they're not respectfully, taking care of responsibilities that is their duty. And we can put the Bible to the side and just say, okay, what's right? If you conceive a child, or you live recklessly, is it fair for you to prosper? Is it fair for you to prosper? Okay. So we got to what you mean? Come on. You got to understand that we are not here to judge. We sit back and judge every day. Hey, you can check YouTube. Everybody's on panels judging. Everybody's in chats judging, and we sit back and we be like surprised at God passing judgment, or who to say God had anything to do with that child. If a child or anybody passes or goes into the next life, and we have that type of understanding of why God did this, why he has to be in that. Why are we blaming God for a child, leaving early, or a child getting shot? It's like, how did God didn't put that child in the car? God didn't tell you to, be in this gang environment, riding through the hood, talking crazy. Like, why is God to blame when something drastic happens? What about the steps leading to that? Like, hey, maybe that intuition saying, I'm doing wrong. It's like, no, God ain't gonna kill no kids. So let me put them in the car. Let me talk crazy, and I'm just talking about, just videos I've watched where, people or kids are in situations, and it's like, why God? And it's like, no, you got to take accountability. God gave you choices. What life you should live. If you're living a gangster life, why would you have a child in the vicinity of your type of livelihood? We got to answer and ask these tough questions, because it's not always about, God in it. God gave you the opportunity to have a child, and you were thankful then. But now your child taken away, and you're looking at, okay, God did that, when you're not looking at the overall actions. Yeah, he's the giver and the taker, but how much more? Because he is omnipresent. All right, you got to elaborate on that statement. But I just, it becomes irritating. Like, God forbid something happened to any of my babies, I'm not going to sit back and blame, God. I understand what He has for us in everything. I'm not asking Him to show me, of course not, because that'll be a pain, that I wouldn't, I wouldn't want to deal with. But at the same time, we can't sit here and say that, okay, God put that child in a situation to get killed. We got to look at our individual responsibilities, how we, move and how we carry ourselves. Because it's like, if I'm online and I'm acting a fool and I'm testing people's gangster and I'm trying, like, okay, why then, okay, if somebody acts on that gangster, it's God's fault. So we just, yeah, He is all knowing. And so that's why, like, when you hear the sayings, when people, you have heard people say that when you plan stuff, God smiles because he already got the end game. It's just a matter of you getting to, you continuing your path for what your path, what you have for Him, or He removing you from the game of life in all topics, just removing you from the game of it, because you can either play or you can be with Him, or you can be, dead on arrival. And people live in DOA as we speak. Hey, you think that you're thriving, you think you popping, you think you got this and that. All of these are man-made things that you just putting on this pedestal. Because when people get a certain amount of views or subscribers or whatever, it's like, no, don't, you ain't thanking God. You thinking, okay, the people, and it's like, okay, well, who sent you to do this? You forgot that part. God probably put that in your mind to become a creator or to help or to assist, but you feel like you don't have to have Him in none of the things you do. You give Him all the praise when things go well, right? Well, I mean, like, what used to irritate me a little bit, like when you go on award shows, when you see the award shows and they be like, I like to thank God, I like to thank the fans, like that. It's like, okay, are you really thanking Him, or is that's just something to say, because yeah, that's right. But then there I go judging, there I go worried about if they really love God. No, I just need to worry about, Jane just need to worry about Jane, and that person needs to just worry about their livelihood. And so that's where we can have conversations, but we don't need to get mad, because in the end, I'm gonna live my path and you're gonna live yours. And when we step in front of the gate, and if you're on the roll call, hey, I'm sorry, you're not on the list, and you gotta go. You gotta look at that and say, hey, Alex, the beautiful, hey, sweetness. So you gotta understand. So He plans for innocent children. Oh, come on. No, He don't plan for innocent children. He gives everybody choices. He plans for the choice for you either to live this life or to make these decisions. We all have choices. So we can't sit back and say that, oh, God put the child. We can sit back and say, hey, because of this choice, this child got killed. God wasn't sitting in the car too. You know what I'm saying? He's with that child, like, just like, hey, but these are the actions of that person. It's not the actions of God. So we got to remember where we're trying to stay playing, because yes, there's innocence in everybody, not just children. There's innocence in the elderly. There's innocence in people that go to work every day. That's just a child who didn't get to grow up. And that's why it hit differently, because we feel that children should have the opportunity to grow up. But some children don't even get to see the daylight or get to proceed to have the kids, whatever. And then there's kids that grow up and that come out or come full circle, and they don't even get to have the home. They born into these houses that parents can't take care of them because they have underlying issues. So so God should have killed all of them because they grew up in poor homes or they were removed by child services. What is He picking and choosing who should die and not? No, all of those are choices that led to kids being in that situation. But their spirit lives on in other people. We can't just sit back and be like, okay, them kids are going and now they're in heaven. You're reborn every day, whether we know it or not. I could be in the spirit of an ancestor and I'm thinking I'm just being Jane. but I could be just reborn, and this is the attitude I give. I feel different. I always felt different. Always felt like, I'm not a part of the crowd, chilled with a bunch of, dudes in school. I always had problems, being in a female crowd because I was always with the dudes and they always thought that I wanted a man, and I was just cool, just cool as hell. Nobody want no, what I'm saying? We just cool, what I'm saying? I just had that ability now to say that I'm more aggressive, all of that. That's just the aura I'm giving off. But who's to say this is not somebody reborn, or, another child, another spirit that's living another, life through me, because I feel like I want to be feminine, but I'm really, so you just got to believe that, okay, yes, they are innocent children to our eyes, because, hey, they haven't been on this earth well, but who's to say that their life ended? They just not with that family. And that's how I feel like God moves. God moves just like that. Like, okay, hey, this child was taken too soon. Check how many people are born every day, So I don't feel like everybody's end game is always what we think it is. I said children because I knew you would say freedom of choice. Okay, so what you got now, you know what I'm about to say. But it is freedom. It is. He gives us that, choices, and it's the good or the bad, and that's what Satan is on earth for. Hey, we are blessed to make a change, like, hey, we are here, we hold the power, but it's so easy for temptation to come in and, change our whole path. Like you get somebody giving you money, you get all of these, it's like, damn, you step away from God. You forget all about how much you prayed to him for it. And then when people get it, they left behind the curveball and they forget God. And then like when they start losing shit, then they be like, hey, God, what happened? You was like, oh, now you know my number. It's like, we got to understand that God is in everything we do, but sometimes, he has to make some tough decisions, just like the president, just like any leadership. If y'all, we got people down with the president and all his leadership guidance and all isn't great. But here we go. We questioning God, when he makes the decision that, we just, okay. But God ain't nothing like the president. He's not a man, he's on a different level. So if he want to flip the script and flip, a chapter, no, God don't need that. Satan is his child. He's just talking with his child. Just like, y'all have some problems. Some people might have some problematic children. And that don't mean you cut them off. Do I like Trump? Okay, I'm gonna get to that, Atlas, and say so. No, God, Satan is his child. So yeah, you if you want to disown your child, fine. Some people do. Some people don't. But God ain't gonna disown his child. He gonna talk to him, make him think that, okay, yeah, you still think you know everything, but you don't. But I'll be here, to check your ass, later on. But yeah, you might be playing with, your brothers and sisters on earth, tempting them to do wrong because you don't like my rules up here and shit. That's fine. But I always got the last word. So whatever you do or whatever you try to trip up, whatever, because if you're doing too wrong, he'll snatch it off. That's seen, that's known. Gotta, but at the end of the day, Satan just plays with people to go down the wrong path, because he went down the wrong path. And now like God is like, I love you, but I'm gonna love you from a distance. You are condoned to the earthly things, and and man, this is their testimony. This is your test. Do I like Trump? I don't like him as a person, but how he, trying to help, I don't think he has the right crew. I think he needs a little bit more direction. But for military wise, Trump is good for to the military, and I know it's a different breed and it's a different thing, but he take care of military personnel, veterans, so it's sad, but it's like, hey, like if you fall in that line or that bracket or whatever, like, Trump is cool. But I feel like, it's not even about what likes anymore. People vote and things are changing. And Now the vote is not as strong because it can be tampered. So it's just sad how our other things that we, work so hard for it or be the part of, to be a part of, and it's not signifying, like, what our ancestors and everybody went through to get on, to be able to vote or ballot or whatever. So, but being a veteran, Trump is good for me, like but anybody else, I just, I just, like, either move to Canada or UK. I'm thinking about moving to Canada though, because I just, the world is just, well, the US, but they say Canada is not worse, but I don't know. I just like, until we get the police under control, and it's like, I don't know. I just want to move, but that's me being a mother and protection. Like if, and I feel like that's where God comes through. If He put things in your mind and in your heart and do, your choice is to either like stay or go. Like you don't just think of out of these things out of blue. It could be anxiety. It could be the spirit. It could be like, okay, move. All of this where you stand at U.S. earthly people move to the U.S. to, for success and prosperity, like that's the normal reason. But, now it's like, okay, yeah, where the prosperity, if you're not rich, are you falling within the 1%? Is that really what America is about, the 1%? And if you got money, because I was looking at the dude, the pedophile who was rich, had his own island. I mean, he was just paying. I mean, he had Clinton visit in the house. So the island, and he had young girls, and did a little ring. So it was like, it kind of opened your eyes to real. You really, if you have money, is that what America is? And it's sad because, America should be just what it says, land of the free, and to help and all of that. But people are very manipulative. So how did God lose a bet to Satan? God don't have to bet with Satan. That's his child. That's just like me. If my child say, "Mom, I bet you I'll make my bed," I don't have to bet with you. I will whoop your ass if you don't. So God don't have to go toe to toe with his child. You know what I'm saying? If he choose to, but it's not really, a game. Like he has been banished to earth because he fucked up. So Satan now on earth, but he can still ask his Father questions, just like we ask our, Heavenly Father questions. Hey, bless me, Lord. I'm gonna go out here and snap on nobody today, or I'll chill out, on YouTube because this is real life and the real type of person I am. I'm gonna go roll out and stuff. It's in the scripture. Did we just read it? Because I see, and that's where we talk about conversation and interpretation. If you felt that I might have taken that the wrong way, like the bet or whatever bet that you have that we have read, then I might have took it or look at it in a different way. So if you were put the scripture in, and then we can look it up and we can dissect it together. But for me, it is what if I read it, to me it probably wasn't a bet. It was either a test or something that God already initially had the answer to. So yeah, so we'll go back over that. All right, so let's get back. Let me see. I read 10. All right, chapter 11. Zophar speaks to Job. Then Zophar the Namathite answers, should these words go unanswered? Is this talker in the right? Your lies do not make people quiet. People should correct you when you make fun of God. You say, my teachings are right and I am clean in God's sight. I wish God would speak and open his lips against you and tell you the secrets of wisdom, because wisdom has two sides. Know this, God has even forgotten some of your sin. Can you understand the secrets of God? Can you search the limits of the Almighty? His limits are higher than the heavens. You cannot reach them. They are deeper than the grave. You cannot understand them. His limits are longer than the earth and wider than the sea. If God comes along and puts you in prison or calls you into court, no one can stop him. God knows who is evil, and when he sees evil, he takes note of it. A fool cannot become wise any more than a wild donkey can be born tame. You must give your whole heart to him. No, will think of this. All right, you got to elaborate that. What do you mean, no? we'll think of the script. And hold out your hands to him for help. Put away the sin that is in your hand. Let no evil remain in your tent. Then you can lift up your voice without shame, and you can stand strong without fear. You will forget your trouble and remember it only as water going by. Your life will be as bright as the noonday sun, and darkness will seem like morning. You will feel safe because there is hope. You will look around and rest in safety. Get dressed so we can go to the store. And darkness will seem. You will feel safe because there is hope. You will look around and rest in safety. You will lie down and no one will scare you. Many people will want favors from you, but the wicked will not be able to see, so they will not escape. Their only hope will be to die. Chapter 12. Then Job answered, you really think you are the only wise people, in that when you die, wisdom will die with you? But my mind is as good as yours. You are not better than I am. Everyone knows all these things. My friends all laugh at me. When I call on God and expect him to answer me, they laugh at me, even though I am right and innocent. Those who are comfortable don't care that others have trouble. They think it right that those people should have troubles. The tents of robbers are not bothered, and those who make God angry are saved. They have their God in their pocket. But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or ask the birds of the air, and they will tell you. Speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish of the sea tell you. Every one of these knows that the hand of the Lord has done this. The life of every creature and the breath of all people are in God's hands. The ear tests words, as the tongue tastes food. Older people are wise, and long life brings understanding. But the only God has wisdom and power, good advice and understanding. What he tears down cannot be rebuilt. Anyone he puts in prison cannot be let out. If God holds back the waters, there is no rain. If he lets the waters go, they flood the land. He is strong and victorious. Both the one who fools others and the one who is fooled belong to him. God leads the wise away as captives and turns judges into fools. He takes off chains that kings put on and puts a garment on their bodies. He leads priests away naked and destroys the powerful. He makes trusted people be silent and takes away the wisdom of older leaders. He brings disgrace on important people and takes away the weapons of the strong. He uncovers the deep things of darkness and brings dark shadows into the light. He makes nations great and then destroys them. He makes nations large and then scatters them. He takes understanding away from the leaders of the earth and makes them wander through a pathless desert. They feel around in darkness with no light. He makes them stumble like drunks. All right, that's everything God do. But they're going to get dressed now. Gotta go to the grocery store. Yay, me. And it's burning like crazy out here in Cali. So the whole air smell like smoke, like everything burning. I got insurance though, but I ain't gonna let the fire get too close. I'm out. We like 50 miles away. We in I want to say the LNU part. And Cali be burning. Woo! Every year. All right. Chapter 13. Now my eyes have seen all this, my ears have heard and understood it, which you know I also know. You are not better than I am. But I want to speak to the Almighty and argue my case with God. But you smear me with lies. You are worthless doctors, all of you. I wish you would just stop talking. Then you would really be wise. Listen to my argument. I hear the pleading of my lips. You should not speak evil in the name of God. You cannot speak God's truth by telling lies. You should not unfairly choose his side against mine. You should not argue the case for God. You will not do well if he examines you. You cannot fool God as you might fool humans. God will surely scold you if you unfairly took one person's side. His bright glory will scare you and you will be very much afraid of him. Your wise sayings are worth no more than ashes and your arguments are as weak as clay. Be quiet and let me speak. Let things happen to me as they will. Why should I put myself in danger and take my life in my own hands? Even if God kills me, I have hope in him. I will still defend my ways in his face. This is my salvation. The wicked cannot come before him. Listen carefully to my words. Let your ears hear what I say. See, I have prepared my case and I know I will be proved right. No one can accuse me of doing wrong. If someone can, I will be quiet and die. God, please just give me these two things, and then I will not hide from you. 13:21. Take your punishment away from me and stop frightening me with your terrors. Then call me and I will answer, or let me speak and you answer. How many evil things and sins have I done? Show me my wrong and my sin. Don't hide your face from me. Don't think of me as your enemy. Don't punish a leaf that is blown by the wind. Don't chase after straw. You write down cruel things against me and make me suffer for my boyhood sins. You put my feet in chains and keep close watch wherever I go. You even mark the soles of my feet. Everyone wears out like something rotten, like clothing eaten by moths. Does God make mistakes? Always a gay time for food. Yes, witness. Yeah, I got to fill up the refrigerator. I try to do it once a week. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, the fires are like, I think we got about 2-3 big fires burning everywhere. It's like a group of them and anchors and land, whatever. But yeah, and it says, does God make mistakes?
Is it time to go?
No. Why you gotta make mistakes? It's God. What are you talking about? Why you keep? God don't make mistakes. It's the people. The people, his children. You know, that's why they pray to him for forgiveness. You know, now.
Mom, are we going to Walmart?
Where we always go?
Walmart.
Okay, let's get your ass taken in. All right.
Because I want to get a cup there.
A cup.
My favorite cup. So I can find a cup.
We're getting food. All right, you ain't cut these. Okay. So God makes mistakes. I don't believe he does. I think the people he does, because God always, you know, he does good. He wants the best for his creatures. Now there's some people, you know, he might remove his hand from them. Why did he repent, make a man? It wasn't repent. It was like, you know, he cried. He cried because man, you know, failed them. They was tempted by his, you know, they brother, the Satan, you know, and he just like, he had to do a New Testament, you know, and this is what, you know, all these reading these week, you know, we're trying to read the whole Bible. So, you know, it's like he created another agreement, you know. Me too. Yeah, every week I spend about $200-$300, you know, these kids, and they in the house from this virtual stuff too. So it's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then they giving away, well, California got free lunch for everybody now. But who gonna go back outside to go get this little bag lunch? And it's one of the lunches had like some apple slices, but I'm not gonna knock it because some people need it. So I'm just glad that, you know, there's a benefit for both where people don't have to do like income based for free lunch and breakfast. You know, now everybody can get it. And so some kids need it, so I'm not gonna knock that. But I don't go out twice. I get everything, breakfast, lunch, and then these kids eat. But the Omni ones should know that. But the Omni should know what? Please elaborate on that statement. All right, chapter 14. When you say Omni, you keep saying Omni. Let me look up Omni because I want to understand what you mean. Omnis. Did you say obvious? Omni. Teach one. Yeah, but my son, my oldest, who with his dad, they're going half. So they're doing online, and you know he got to go to school too, and they got to keep distance. And I'm just so frightened. I sent him about 50 masks. You know, I wanted to send him a whole plastic bag and for him to put in and wrap his body in. But he's like, I'm okay, Mom. You know how these older kids is. I'm okay. I'm good. And look, I'm scared because of virus, but you know, I just pray about it, and God won't put me through no more than I have to. So I let it go. And that's another thing we have to do here is that when you give something to God, you don't question it. Like if I feel like, okay, you know, my anxiety is on 3,000, and God has already told me that I'm protected and my kids are protected, and like we just need to move. I don't need to keep questioning. I can do things to assist in that protection, like give me another gun or just whatever. But those are more man needs. But it's like, if God already said I got this, or I'm not gonna bring nothing that's gonna, then I need to say yes, just like you want your children to be like, yes, if I told you this and this is how this gonna go, you want them to proceed as that. And so, so that's where God get frustrated, because, people test his gangster, and it's when he said, if I told you this, then this is this, you need to move on accordingly, do more purpose, think about something else. I got this here, So let me see. But the Omni said, "Oh my God, yeah, that his creation will fail him. That his creation will fail him." Well, I mean, that's a testimony. I mean, we have men on earth that is not doing right in the eyes of the Lord. I bought the Omni. Reminds me of a hotel. That's what I'm like. Omni. That's what I'm like. He needs to give me a destination of Omni. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about done about the reusable ones. But yeah, explain Omni, because I'm like, I gotta do a Google search. But I like, let's see, let me see, because I got Job is 39. Y'all might have to do some reading on y'all own. 42 chapter. Woo! All right, I'm not gonna go past 2 hours, because then we all gotta finish the chapter on your own. And then if y'all have any questions, we go for it. But yeah, we're gonna keep reading. Yeah, but I'm not going past 2 hours. I got to move today. I got to line up. But and y'all supposed to read on your own too, so y'all can get an understanding, so we can have these type of conversations. So that means he made a mistake. What mistake? You trying to look for fault in God when there's no fault. There's not going to be any fault in him. All right, he doesn't make mistakes. All right, it's the people that are chosen. If they carry out the mistake, it's on they've chosen for us to learn from. If everybody was perfect in this world, what would we have to learn from? Omni simply means all-knowing. Okay. Well, see, was that so hard to say? Simply, Omni, all-knowing. And yes, he is. He's all-knowing. I like how that sounds. Omni. So the Omni Hotel was the all-knowing hotel. We're gonna go back to the Omni, Alex. They knew everything. It was nice too. I think any Omni I stayed at, it was, they at least a 4-star. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, stay at the Omni. But yeah, like the place, I guess the community I live in is House of the Sun. And it's just like little things that you don't even like. It's called, like, it's in Spanish, but it's House of the Sun. So it's like, I feel like I'm a sun child. I love being outside, and just like your environment encompasses what you want to perceive positive, so, and there's like trees, but I know that the sun shines, and let's I think about, like, I knew God had this in place for me years ago, because I was like, man, my kids, they never lived where I grew up at in Cali. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get back to Cali, because I live here and here. And it's just, he already knew that I was coming back here. It was sad because, my grandma had died, but it led me to a place of more freedom, to do what I want to do. So God always has the end game in store. It's just a matter of you changing your path for man-made purposes. Because all God has for you is all genuine. And it's all happy and positive. He don't want anything. God does not want you to be depressed. Nothing that God or is in God. Even the commandments that were given to Moses that was set forth. None of those commandments are of any. If you did all of them, then it would cause prosperity. Like, you're not supposed to be sleeping with other people, or covet thy neighbor, or go against, all of the, go over the commandments. You know what I'm saying? And if you practice all of those things, none of that is not ungodly. Like, why would you covet another neighbor's, wife, or, steal or kill? All of that is your own judgment. That's things that you taking upon yourself to do. Wake your sister up and get her dressed. She got her enough beauty sleep. Yes, it is. That's he had to redo something means it wasn't right.
What are you gonna make the lobster biscuits?
I can take them to grandma's house and we make them over there. Okay. He had to redo something means it wasn't right. Okay. I mean, he had to redo the agreement because that group of people was failing at the agreement. So he already knew how much he'll hold people accountable when we had this group of people over here jacking up. So he already knew that there had to be a change involved. Go to the hotels very rare. Hell yeah, that's what I was like. I know I've been to Omni. I'm trying to think which one was it. The one that the Wyndham Omni Hotel. I know I've been at the Omni. I'm trying to think if it was in Vegas or when I was in Virginia, but I know they all like 4 or 5 stars, and that's where I'll stay only at 4 stars. And you just get what you pay for, you know. And I think people should always, do that. So, if you can afford to stay at the 2, 3 star, you're on the road, hey, power to you. But I just spend the extra investment. I just feel like you get more, and that's just plus when I was traveling and going to conferences, my job would pay for, me to stay in those type of hotels. And I was like, you get extra water, you get free breakfasts, and then just the whole setup is cleaner. So I don't know. I always do only 4, but that's just me. That don't mean I'm bougie. That don't mean I just know that you get what you pay for. So
she ain't listening to me.
Okay. Well, thank you for trying. All right. So let me see. Omni simply means I know he had to redo something means it wasn't right, correct. It was a mistake. If you call it a mistake, and it was a mistake, it was a plan. It was the game plan, and everybody didn't know that he was going to redo the agreement. He probably knew, but this is going on in a time where everybody was given what Jesus, all sorts of issues, like if we take it back to another chapter, I mean, how many times that the disciples or, was questioning God or, I mean, not God, but the belief in Jesus or questioning, the powers that be, and when he was given out, God killed 14,000 for complaining about his killings. Okay, well, they had to go. Because you just said that they complained. Okay. But check his record. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if he has proven to raise and put light and shed light and to give, why are these people still complaining? So you have to show some type of force. Like, for instance, when our kids complain, what is the outcome? We don't kill them, but they get that ass whipped and like they want to die probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on what they did, but it's a teaching, it's a sacrifice, it's a lesson to all. Just like you talk about ancestors or you talk about anybody that has sacrificed in order for us to regain knowledge or to have wisdom or to prosper. There was a sacrifice. So you comparing him to men, that's what you would label a man, a serial killer. But God didn't go around seriously killing everybody. Serial has a certain group, a certain mandate of people, a certain, no, God, there was a lot of people killed, if we go back where they went around, and they took all the firstborns and, people had got affected with those boils, there was hundreds of people that died, those that week or that day when he was changing the water and the blood and all of that. So everything, there's a sacrifice, but did they have to die? You look at it beforehand. Did they really have to die? Look at the steps that led up to those people that did die. People, making decisions. Just like, freeing the slaves or what have you when they was trying to work or be beaten and battered. You turn around and it's like, okay, well, let them go. Let those people go. No, man decision. Again, no, I'm not going to let these people go. And guess what? Or just go. Moses went into the hills, into the mountains for several days and nights. Okay. To go talk to God. Now, what did man do? They got an altar. They said, hell, we don't know if he's coming back or not. Question. All right, so what? He had to set a tone in. Moses came down, he fucked up the damn calf, and led to them wandering in the desert 40 days, 40 nights. Everything is there's always was a repercussion, whether there was a sacrifice or repercussions for the actions that were disrespectful. Yep, he killed every first. But did that child have to die? It was up to that man in that question to do what? And he sent the plagues. So all of them kids didn't have to die. If he would have did what God told him to do, or what Moses directed him from God to do, then all of them children wouldn't have to die. He tested. And anytime you test God, anytime you question God, when he already knows he's the first, he's the all-knowing, the omni, like you said, then there's going to be sacrifices. And sadly, God doesn't discriminate like we do. Man discriminates. We discriminate on money. We discriminate cars, looks, location, how people live in. God does not discriminate. And that's what he's trying to tell and, tell his people and teach his people through the years. That sounds like something Satan would do. Satan is his job. Satan is the tempter. I feel like Satan is more of a tempter. God does it. He doesn't have to tempt nobody. He just does it. He says it, you disrespect, and he does it. Satan looks for God's, leaders and his disciples. And he's like, okay, well, since I can't get my throne back, or I can't get next to God. So, because he started this. He started, in the Garden of Eden, the snake. Because you're like, why God would put a snake in the Garden of Eden, because the last thing, he thought that they would answer to the snake? No, the God already knew that the trials were coming along, the tisk. Like, hey, here go the snake, gonna talk my Adam and Eve. Now, what race were Adam and Eve then? Was they black or were they white? Okay. Were they dumb or were they stupid? Were they reading books? No, all they knew, they were free, naked, running through the, hills, being life of the party until, Eve said, hey, I was talking to the snake and it said that, hey, we could be like God. Now, why, people want to be like their father, but not all the way, like, and all of that. But if we were standing in that garden and God told me not to bite off the apple of the tree, why? I would have just asked God, well, I just like apples. Can you send me some apples? They on that tree, but I just want a group over here, because he was there. He was present. But no, he know that life had to go. Life would descend in these ways, and books needed to be written because our world is, had a purpose, in a creation. And there was a story that needed to be told from the dinosaurs all the way down. There's not a book on dinosaurs, is it? No, the book of dinosaurs didn't come till after, the Bible. I'm saying? But dinosaurs was present. There was frozen. There was hell. The world, it was all one continent that broke off. So, and with these continents, people migrated to different parts of the world. Okay? God doesn't tempt. He doesn't have to tempt. That's what Satan does. Satan tempts. God puts the seed, he plants. And you got to understand, we all was planted with the seed of God. We all, even the good and the bad. What we do with that seed, how we nurture the seed, is where we either can become a disciple and a prophet, and for God and what he's trying to do, and help all those see that bring their relationship to God. Because becoming closer with God doesn't mean that you have to change who you are, physically, but man and Satan tells you, hey, you got to be more pretty. Your forehead too big. You need to lighten your skin. You need to try this diet. If you took care of your temple with the basic needs, hey, drink more water. Don't eat things that are not of the land. You can grow your food. But man tells you, hey, it costs. It costs to eat healthy. It costs to be beautiful. It costs, because if you want to be this type of, women and, men eyes, you have to do this. God loves, you right off bat. He's not asking you to do none of these things, but just to live right and teach others and help others. And your days will be longer on earth. If you choose to, now, if you ask God every day, hey, I'm so tired, I'm ready to go, come get me. In a matter of time, you be gone. In a matter of time, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't want, you to suffer. But they feel like you have a purpose, then you're going to feel it, you're going to want it, and it's not, you're going to wake up with it. You're going to feel like, and all you do sometimes, man, I got to do more. And that's how, I feel, after a while, and especially after being on this earth a little while, 40 years. And some people don't make it that long, but just the opportunity to help. Would you put a bag of candy in the bed with your children and tell them not to eat it? No. I don't know. I wouldn't put nothing in no candy, because I don't want no bugs. See, you don't even see, I look at everything on a totally different thing. You say one, I'm going to look at it on a different level. You say two, I'm going to look at it on a different level. It's because my light is always going to be, because I'm not going to tempt my kids to do something that I don't want them to do regardless. So like, I got like OCD cleaning, like I like everything organized, everything has a place. And then when you have animals, it's a little bit on, 10,000, because it's like, okay, my animals got to be clean, so they won't bring anything. And then kids eating everywhere. I don't want my animals thinking they can eat everywhere because they see the kid. Everybody is dressed. So, but that's just my mental, and my way of thinking, and how I feel. But those are choices. Choice. So it's like, when temptation, if the thought comes to mind that, okay, the devil, tell your kids it's okay, to do something. You can tell what road that leads down. And what I mean by that is like, okay, if I put a piece of candy in a bed, which is they don't supposed to even sleep with candy, like, in the bed, you're supposed to eat at the table, you're supposed to eat outside. I'm not going to, if you do something that's out of the ordinary, then the events will lead up to that. So kids, eating in the bed. I got to wash the blankets more. Ants might come in, more problems. The animals might start bringing their food and getting on the bed. So you can tell that you don't supposed to do it because it leads to B, C, and D. You understand? But if you eliminate that, then you don't have to worry about A, B, and C. What are you doing? Stop. Go brush your hair. You brushed your teeth already?
Yep.
Okay, go comb your hair, grease it up. All right. I need to learn how to cut my son's hair. Take it to the barbershop. All right. So let me see. We was on 14. All of us born to women live only a few days and have lots of trouble. We grow up like flowers and then dry up and die. We are like passing shadow that does not last. Lord, do you need to watch me like this? Must you bring me before you to be judged? No one can bring something clean from something dirty. Our time is limited. You have given us only so many months to live, and have set limits we cannot go beyond. So look away from us and leave us alone until we put in our time like a laborer. If a tree is cut down, there is hope and it will grow again and will send out new branches. Even if its roots grow old in the ground and its stump dies in the dirt. At the smell of water, it will bud and put out new shoots like a plant. But we die and our bodies are laid in the ground. We take our last breath and are gone. Water disappears from a lake, and a river loses its water and dries up. In the same way, we lie down and do not rise again. We will not get up or be awakened until the heavens disappear. I wish you would hide me in the grave. Hide me until your anger is gone. I wish you would set a time and then remember me. If a person dies, will he live again? All my days are a struggle. I will wait until my change comes. You will call and I will answer you. You will desire the creature your hands have made. Then you will count my steps, but you will not keep track of my sin. My wrongs will be closed up in a bag, and you will never and you will cover up my sin. A mountain washes away and crumbles, and a rock can be moved from its place. Water washes over stones and wears them down, and rushing waters wash away the dirt. In the same way, you destroy my hope. You defeat a person forever, and he is gone. You change his appearance and send him away. His sons are honored, but he does not know it. His sons are disgraced, but he does not see it. He only feels the pain of his body and feels sorry for himself. You know, I didn't mean that literally. I know you're being sarcastic, but I love to talk, so I can talk about anything. But it might apply to, somebody who listening, or needed to hear that. So, it's always, like I don't take everything for, too close, because, it's like somebody's listening, or somebody might listen later and may need to hear that. You might not have needed it, so it's all good. We all here to help one another and ask questions, because I know, I'm not always right, and I'm not always wrong, but I love to learn and I love to read. So, all right. So Job has 32 chapters. Oh, no, it don't. Let me see. Job has 42. All right, so imagine when we get to Psalms and stuff. So, because we're not gonna be reading, me to sit still for like 2 hours straight, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and it's like, don't feel like, oh, you doing it for God. No, the Bible is for us. This Bible study for us to talk about it, me read it, and us to go over it, But just reading it offhand, it can get, kind of distracting and boring, and So if y'all have any chapters you want to go over, we can. But I'm gonna continue reading it on my own, and then I gotta set off and do some chores of the day.
Mom, are you done?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm wrapping it up. So Job simplifies, a lot of the things that we might have thought of or felt, in battling with our relationship with God. But I behoove you to finish reading the chapter, and if you have addressed any comments or questions in the what am I going to say, in the comment section, how you felt, or like if we you want to go over, or there's a question, then I can answer it in the comments. But just the whole purpose of Bible study Sundays is just reading the Bible, getting to know it, and just saying that you have read it and you are aware of what's going on around you, and some things that we're going through. There's someone in the Bible or something or somehow that was relatable, and that you're not alone. Because even when all of these people and all of these prophets had God in their life, or God was present, or Jesus, what have you, so they still felt alone. And he was always there, and he led them through whatever trials and tribulations, good or bad. He was always there, and he answered. So this is just, I'm doing this so I can, say that I have read the Bible, as well as, feel like, okay, feel like there is someone, or, even back in the day, there's, I relate to somebody in the Bible, and it's not always so, not to try to be so preachy, So if y'all had any verses y'all want to go over in Job, let me know. But I'm going to finish reading this, and I call it a day. If you want to make it past, if you really take the Bible as the Word of God, you wouldn't make it past Genesis. I wanted to read Genesis too, but it's like reading Genesis just talks about everything. It's like a synopsis of what's to come. And it talks about the beginning. So yeah, that might be what we might do Genesis next week. And I know Genesis have more chapters too, but not to say we have to read them all, but we can get started. So yeah, just say, hey baby, you up, beauty? All right, come on, we gotta get dressed and go to the thing. She looking all crazy for you. Don't got enough beauty sleep. I'm on last. My daughter get up looking like this. Oh, crazy and stuff. You kid. You gonna be on TV. They gonna see you. It's okay if you're okay, give me a kiss. See, is that?
Mom, can I make me something to eat before we go?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm about to finish it up. Yeah, we're gonna try Genesis out. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and getting us through the first 16. I think we did about 15 chapters. Finish reading the rest. And if you want to discuss anything or, post a comment or what have you. But thank y'all for hanging out. Many blessings. Go wrap this up.
Oh. We could go to the store real quick.
Yeah, I've got to wait for your sister to get dressed. All right. And y'all, continue to do, if it says no man shall know the works of God, only to continue with people talking about God. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to still try to stay uplifted on Sundays, being that we can't go into the church. That's another thing why, some people feel like they need to have that church or that surrounding. But anytime, there's a group of people, more than 2-3 people in a vicinity, like, hey, and we talking about his name, it's well given, well reserved, and God hears all. So, I don't feel like I have to be in that vicinity, but I know that he's always with me. And so anything that I can do to help or to put out, this, his works, or just learning a little bit of his works, whether you take it to be for what it's worth or not, just to know that you did reference the Bible. Hey, you can use it in your daily life. And if you don't, you don't, what I'm saying? That's what it be. So next week we might we can get into Genesis. Oh, shoot, I gotta leave my mark where I was, and I'm about to head out. So yes, many blessings. Stay blessed. Stay humble. You be cool too, and all of you. Thank y'all for stopping by. And see you next week. And if you have any questions, like, share, subscribe, and much love. Stay awesome. Stay beautiful. I just want you to know you're my favorite people. All of y'all. Peace out.